Hello and welcome. Today, we are going to go ahead into episode 3. Decided to call this Surviving Earth. Doesn't take too much, but got it going on. And today we were going to go ahead and decorate the interior of my little residential hab. Now, you will notice that I went ahead and dug up the floor some, and that is there specifically so I can show you what I have buried beneath this. So I'm gonna go over that first, and then we will go ahead and put the decorations in, and then we will take it from there. All right. So first things first. If we come right over here, we can go ahead and crouch down. You can see this is where I have my towers, and specifically the important one here is that Algae Tower. So that Algae Tower does have conveyors running up, and this here is right where that conveyor goes down and then pushes inwards. So basically, I have a curve there, another curve there, another curve there, and then a curve below that. Right over here, then, is going to be a large cargo container. Now, large cargo containers are not airtight, but because it's entirely under the floor, that doesn't really matter, and it also means that I have plenty of storage because I was running out the normal size ones. The other thing the large cargo container does is give me 3 blocks of passage through my place to come on out on this side. Here I have another curve coming up to this T junction. Right over here, I buried a small hydrogen tank just so that way I can go ahead and refill my jetpack and so on. Coming on over this way, I have another curve straight, and then here's my O2H2 generator. And then coming out of here, I've got some more curved conveyors. And if we come up here on this side, we can see that that is coming out to my assembler. So that part is going to be removed later, but I will probably keep the piping so that way I can still exit out into my industrial areas over there and keep everything linked together. Other than that, you will notice that I went ahead and put some Willis ducts down over here and then armor everywhere else. The idea is I'm going to go ahead and turn this and that section on into bedrooms, and I want to have doors that close. So, that being said, let's go ahead and just weld up this floor really quick. And then I'm going to go ahead and put that Willis duct on the number 2 right here. And now we have like a little airtight passage right through here. And then I can just slap armor blocks down everywhere else. All right, so the floor is all welded back up, and you can see I do have air pressure in here again now. So let's go ahead and start talking what we want to do here. So the first thing that I want to do is I do want to go ahead and put a door in. And specifically, I'm going to go for the lab door right here. I want this variation and place that right there. Now, aside from the floor and ceiling, you will note that I did put in a little corner light here, here, and then a pair of them over here. And then I just increased the range a lot so that way I could go ahead and have the interior all nice and well lit. Alright, so that is the first lab door down. And then the second one, I'm going to go ahead, oh, I need a girder, and placing that one right there. There we go. And then as we come in here, the next thing that I want to do is going to come on over here and want to change my colors here. So let's go ahead and I think I'll have the red. Whoa, that is way too red. What if I do the battered armor? Yeah, red battered armor. Perfect. So we'll make this be the red room. Um, there we go. And I'm going to go ahead and put a toilet. Actually, let's do a bathroom right here. And then we'll place a shower right here. All right. And then we come on over to my beds. And I want a pair of half beds over here and a pair of half beds over here. And then stick some lockers down right here. All right, so we now have one bedroom done, all nice and red. And then we will have the door right here to get in and out. But we do need to go ahead and place some sort of block right here. So let's go ahead and see an inset bookshelf. That seems perfect. And we will go ahead and make this one green again. And there we go. So we can come in the door. There's a nice little bookshelf right here. And then come around here to the first set of living quarters. All right. And again, you will note that because I have the Willis ducts here, that is still fully pressurized. All right. So over here, let's go ahead and we are going to grab this again. And we're basically going to do the same thing on this side. Let's do, you know what, let's grab a darker blue than that. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stick a... Let me grab some interior plates. I'm going to stick a shower and then a bathroom, again right here. And then do 4 of those, and then let's go ahead and grab the lockers. And then right here, blue door. Perfect. All right. And now to weld everything up. All right, so I have all of this in place. Now the next thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and put a kitchen down right over here. So for that, let me come on over here and I'm going to grab this inset kitchen. What color do we want a kitchen to be? Definitely not white. Anybody who shows you a white kitchen has something wrong with them. Gray. Do a black. Hmm. You know what? Let's go with this black color. Alright, so we will put an inset kitchen in there. And then I want to go ahead over here and put this portion of the kitchen in right here. Do I want to put there? No, let's put it in here. And then I'm going to come on over here to, no, actually back to the kitchen. Trying to remember where things are on my bar. And then let's go ahead and put in, need more interior plates. There we go. And we will go ahead and surround that with a little bar. All right. All right, there we go. So we've got 2 bedrooms, little bookshelf there, kitchen over here. Now let's go ahead and make a table. Let's go ahead and continue the color from the kitchen on over here. Get all the pieces for that and weld that up nice and quick. There we go. All right, so we've got a nice little dining room table. And now, let's see here. I want to go ahead and kind of have a little entertainment area in this section. And then let me go ahead and put a little desk to work at. Make it the captain's desk here. Alrighty. And then for an entertainment area, the most important thing is going to be having something to watch. So let's go ahead and see if I can find.
Energy low.
Here we go. A nice inset entertainment center. And let me refill from my survival kit. Alright. So I'm going to need the inset entertainment center. Let me also eat some food. And then I'm also going to go ahead yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Because I don't want to block off the air vent. Though I suppose I could put a half size. Actually, that sounds better. Nah, let's do this. We'll set the entertainment center up right there. And then go ahead and grab some couches. That does leave a small little area here. Do an inset couch? Nah. Let's do this, actually. We'll go ahead and put some couches in front of the window. And then just lay out some couches. That seems fine. Alright. So let's go ahead and just grab a bunch of construction components. Need more interior plates. Perfect. There we go. Alright. So there we go. We have a nice interior designed to let the crew relax some. Got a TV set up right over here. Kind of like to go ahead and fit like some more bookcases in, but I don't want to do more bookcases like this. If I had like a half-size one, I would go for it, but let me just go ahead and take a quick peek through. See if there's anything else that stands out. Ooh, actually, that would do good. If I get rid of this, I can go ahead and stick a freezer in right here. Yeah, it's a lab freezer, but you know, you take what you can get. Yeah, reasonable little kitchen. Yep, seems fine. No, let's actually cut these out and put in another set of desks. There we go. 2 tables to eat at, a small workstation, bench to look outside, entertainment area, and yeah, I'd love to put something on the side of these entertainment area. I can't think of what I would want. Lab freezer, weapon rack, armory. You know, cabinet isn't bad. Yeah, there we go. Alright, and there's a little bit of space up right here that I could go ahead and put something in if I really wanted to, but it feels better to have this as kind of a pathway, because this is going to be the high traffic area, going out either that door or that door, and going between the bedrooms. And then we've got our kitchen, 2 tables. I'd probably consider putting another desk here if it wasn't for the fact that I need the spot for the light. Um, eh, I can, however, go ahead and just stick another pair of desks over here. Nah, let's not do it like that. Let's do it like this. There we go. Can still easily get back over here to the survival kit and the cargo terminal, but now that space actually feels a little bit more filled out. Again, there's a little bit of space here that I could stick something, but then getting around it would probably be a pain, so let's skip that. Though I could also put like a ceiling light in here as another option. Alright, so overall I am happy with the interior, and I've got a little bit of time, so let's go ahead and take a look at the exterior. So, actually, hang on. Before I do that, let's come over here, and I'm going to go ahead and name this garage door. Actually, hang on here. I'm going to do this. Okay. And alright, so with those, I actually have a little bit of space here. So let me go ahead and grab a sensor. And I'm going to go ahead and put these sensors down. Actually, yeah, let's put it on the roof. And I want it facing this way. And let me also go ahead and stick this one down again on the roof. And let's go ahead and get these doors hooked up to these sensors. So that way I don't need to worry about dealing with doors anymore. Okay, let's name this. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and set this up so that way if it detects me out here, then it will go ahead and open the door. If it doesn't detect me in this direction though, it will close this door and open this door. So effectively this interior door will always be open unless I'm coming in through the exterior. Alright, so I don't really need a left extent or a right extent, so let's just go ahead and turn that down. I can turn it up a little bit more than that. Let's do about 1. The bottom extent is going to be actually towards the ceiling, so I can turn that all the way down. The top extent is 5 meters, so that's about 2 blocks. That's more than enough. I can actually tune that down to about 2.5. The back extent, if we look at this side that, at least my understanding is this side that the green is on is going to be the back, and the other side is going to be the front. So I want to have the back extent be very small. And we can see here, kind of, there we go. And then the front extent, oh no, sorry, I'm messing things up. The front extent is going to be down, the back extent is going to be up. So I need this at about 2.5 meters. Back extent, don't care. Top extent is going to be what I need to detect me coming from outside. So again, each block is about 2.5 meters, so this means that I would detect up for 4 blocks. And I only want to detect friendlies. And now I want to set up actions. And let me go ahead and find my garage door. So I'm going to go ahead and do exterior is open if it detects me and closed if it doesn't. And then the interior door is closed if it detects me and open if it doesn't. So let's go ahead and see if that has functioning correctly. So if I walk up here, there we go, and it opens up and then closes when I'm out of range. Perfect. All right. So I would probably want to put some sort of like little timer there um, to make sure that when the exterior door closes, it waits for like a second or two before it opens the interior one. If I was worried about losing pressure in here, but because I'm on an Earth-like planet, I don't really care. So I can just get away with that. So now let's go over here and do that exact same thing right here. Alright, and then I'm going to come over here and rename this. Alright, and then I want to come here and name this. Alright, so now, again, I don't need any back extent, front extent. Let's go ahead and keep this at 2 blocks down so that way it can detect me if I keep that ramp there. Because I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do on this side of the base yet. The top extent, so again, bottom extent, turn that down. Left and right, we can turn that down to like a meter. And then the top extent basically pointing out the door. This right now it goes about 2 blocks out, so let's go ahead and change this to, again, about 10 meters. And now let's go ahead and set up those actions. And I want to come over here. And again, if it detects me here, I want it open. Otherwise closed. And then in number 2, closed. And then open. Alright, so if I come over here, it detects me. And now I can come out here, wait for the doggos to attack me. They haven't yet. Oh, it opened, and now I can come in. There we go. Again, if I was doing this in a, what's it called? A base, what I probably do is have some sort of timer block attached somewhere. I'm probably like replacing a bookshelf or something like that, or somewhere on the floor. So that way I could go ahead and have it enter. Once that door closes, run a little timer to open this one. All right, so still got a few minutes left before I'm going to go ahead and call it time. So let me recharge, and then I will show you a little bit of what I got started on outside. It's middle of the night, so can't see too much. But I can come on over here, and you can see that I have started putting a little catwalk on over here, which will be leading to my garage. Additionally, if I pop up here on top of my building, you can see what I meant by lighting up the algae farm and the wind towers. So I went ahead and basically put a pair of lights on each of these trusses. So if you are driving over here, you are slightly less likely to run into something. Unless you're as talented as I am driving, in which case, I just guaranteed it. Anyways, so that is it for the lighting over there. Right over here, as I said, I am going ahead and going to have a garage and a landing pad above it, right over here. I think what I want to do is have the garage down here, which will be for my wheeled vehicles, and then I'll put a landing pad kind of on top and then stretching back over this catwalk. So I will likely have to go ahead and change how this catwalk is designed, but for right now at least it's there. Lastly, to kind of hide a little bit of what I am doing, right down here you can see I dug a hole, and this is where I have laid my pipe. So I will have this fully connected from here all the way on over here, and then I just need to figure out where exactly I want that connection to come out. But this will be all connected up. All right. So if you watched all the way to the end, thank you very much. If you're enjoying this series, by all means, let me know. Leave a comment. Leave any ideas that you want. And I will certainly go ahead and read that and check that out. Next time, I think I will be going ahead and trying to extend that garage out. So that way I've got a space to go ahead then and build the rover that I actually want to run, rather than continuing messing around with the respawn pod. So that is all going to be coming up in the next few episodes. And in the meantime, have a good one.